Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Hey everyone, Freighter Super Bravo here once again, coming at you with another video. Thank you for joining me and checking out my channel today. Really quick before we get started, if you haven't already, go ahead, look below, find that big red subscribe button and go ahead and hit it for me. We have the goal here of trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. We want to pass it actually, but we want to get 1,000 people by the Thelemic New Year, the spring vernal equinox. So I appreciate everyone helping me reach that goal and all the work and due diligence that everyone has done thus far. I know people that watch this channel are magicians. We are aspiring to be better, and we are magicians, and what do magicians do? We create, we innovate, and we make things happen. So I have no doubt that we're going to make this happen here, and I want to thank you guys in advance for helping me to reach this goal. Again, when we do reach the goal, big thing, doing a giveaway. So giveaway contest, a free custom-made Earth Pentacle, as it were. So some of these things are really, really nice, and I will be giving one of those away free of charge when we get to this goal. So let's make it happen, guys. I know you can do it. Thank you in advance. All right. Without further ado, the topic of today is the Back to Basics series. Once again, we're going to continue on with this for the beginner and the adept alike, because we can always learn something. But today's topic is specifically going to be the lesser ritual of the hexagram. We've done the pentagram ritual. We also done Star Ruby and Resh and the middle pillar exercise. But we worked with the microcosm, right? We worked with the microcosm with the pentagram ritual, and now we're moving to the macrocosm of the stellar realm, the astrological, zodiacal, planetary forces of the hexagram ritual. The lesser ritual of the hexagram is another foundational ritual that is given to by magical orders and teachers to their students for training and as a ritual to create sacred space and further set up a magical working for a desired end as well. This ritual was originally given to members of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, but it wasn't given until the Adeptus Minor grade. They felt that you needed a strong foundation with elemental energies in the microcosm before, and a lot of work with the pentagram ritual before they would even think of giving you the hexagram ritual. And then at the Adeptus Minor grade, once you pass through the portal and all that good stuff, you would, in the Golden Dawn Vault, receive the, after you went through the ritual as a part of your training, you would get the hexagram ritual and the Rose Cross ritual. At least that's how it's been taught to me. That's enough history. I don't want to keep going on and on about the ritual, but it was a foundational ritual, and that's when you got it originally. Now it is given out much earlier. You see it in books, and I don't see a problem with that. I don't think you need to practice the pentagram ritual for 2-3 years every day, 5 times a day, before you are capable of doing the hexagram ritual. I don't think that's, I don't think you need to do that. Now, I don't think you should go all in and be doing all these things from day one and get overwhelmed and then not do things properly. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that as long as you are being smart, following the guidance of your instructor, or being smart on your own as an individual, keeping a journal, and doing your due diligence day in and day out, working your spiritual muscles, learning to adapt to that form of magical energy, learning to invoke and banish forces, feeling magical energy, visualization, meditation. As long as you're being smart and doing those things, you're perfectly fine working with a hexagram ritual in a macrocosmic sense fairly early on, as long as you're smart about it. There's really no reason you can't. So, again, my advice is to try it, to do it, to do the work and figure things out that way. But be smart about it and go from there. Now, there's much discussion of, I'm not going to turn this into a debate ranting video, but there's a lot of discussion about what this ritual is really used for. Today, we're just going to approach it as a training ritual that's done for daily use, just like we did the pentagram ritual. So, but the only difference is, instead of focusing on the microcosm, we focus on the more macrocosmic forces, okay? So the zodiacal stellar forces and things of that nature. That is not to say that it can't be used for anything else. Just like in conjunction with the pentagram ritual, it can be used to set up your sacred space for a further magical working to a desired end. Just like the more specific, greater rituals of the pentagram and hexagram are used for specific energies to either bring in or banish these specific energies, planetary or zodiacal, for a desired end. Okay? That's not what we're going to talk about today. Later on, I will get into those, but to keep it simple, we're going with lesser first. So the lesser ritual of the hexagram, what I'm going to do, again, is explain it step by step, and then I will perform the ritual, so that way you can see it as well. Had a mental lapse there for a minute, excuse me. Anyway, the lesser ritual of the hexagram. So we're working on the macrocosmic level. There are some differences as far as, just to address this right away, as far as the elemental attributions of the quarters in the hexagram ritual. Now, traditionally, as it were, it would go following the formula of Yod He Vav He, using the Hebrew letters, Yod He Vav He, working counterclockwise from the east. That meaning, if you have no idea what the hell I'm saying, that meaning fire in the east, being your Yod. Then water in the north, being your first He, air in the west for Vav, and then earth, your He final, in the south, working counterclockwise. That's how the elements are seen from the planetary, the macrocosmic zodiacal level, and it follows that Yod He Vav He formula from counterclockwise from the east. Now there is an AA lineage that teaches that when using this ritual for daily use, like I'm talking about right now, as a training exercise or and learning to adapt to these energies, that you keep it simple and you revert and change those to the same as the elemental pentagram ritual, meaning air in the east, fire in the south, water in the west, earth in the north. My advice as far as this goes, I'm not really going to weigh in on it too much. My advice is to try them both and see what you feel works for you. If you're doing it on a daily basis, there's nothing wrong with experimenting that way to see which way is going to be right for you. Now, if you are doing the more specific type of working, and you're going to go into doing the greater rituals, then I would personally say do the traditional method as given in Liber O. You can find all these rituals in Liber O, by the way, which was Crowley's instructional handbook, as it were, for all these basic rituals for the his AA students. So you can find it in book 4, Magic Libra Abba, or you can go to hermetic.com and look for Libra O, and you'll see all these rituals spelled out for you on paper or computer screen. It's also good to kind of have a copy of the ritual in front of you. So you might want to hit pause, get that, and look, and follow along that way if that helps in the learning experience. Anyway, so that's the quick note on the elements. Leave it up to you. Today we are going to be going over the invoking form, and we are going to, just like we did the pentagram, we did invoking pentagram. We're going to do invoking hexagram today, lesser hexagram, and I'm going to do the traditional method as given in Libra O. So fire in the east, earth in the south, air in the west, and water in the north. Okay? So without further ado, this is how you do the ritual. There's 2 ways to start it. You can either start, just like the pentagram ritual, with Kabbalistic cross, centering yourself, bringing the energy down, using the same Hebrew atah, malkuth, vegebura, vegedula, leolam, amen. See the pentagram ritual for a more in-depth thing of that. But you're bringing the energy down through your crown and Ajna chakra, through your body, down the middle pillar, balancing yourself and connecting with that divine energy. You can start by doing that, or you can start with the analysis of the keyword, which is done as follows. You're standing in the center, facing east. You would take your wand, your dagger, or your fingers, whatever magical implement you were using, and then you would say I-N-R-I, just like above the crucifix, the formula of I-N-R-I. Then you're going to draw the equivalents in Hebrew, which would be Yod, Nun, Resh, Yod. Okay? Once you do that, then you bring your hands to heart center, and you say, Virgo, Isis, Mighty Mother, Scorpio, Apophis, Destroyer, Sol, Osiris, slain and risen. Then, as you lift your hands like this, you say Isis, Apophis, Osiris, and you vibrate as you look to the heavens, E-A-O. So the same beginning letters as the names you just said, Isis, Apophis, Osiris, I-A-O, E-A-O. You vibrate that. Really feel the energy, adapt to it. Center yourself, and then come back. Then you're going to give these several signs. The first sign, these are called the LVX signs, by the way, or the Lux, or signs of light. The first sign, there's two forms. You can do either one. No, I'm sorry. First sign is, you would say, like you're in the form of a Tau cross, and you say the sign of Osiris slain, just like you're hanging from a cross. The second sign is where there's 2 different forms. You can do the L for LVX, where you go like this, and then you say the sign of the morning Isis. Now, Crowley in Libra O says to do the L sign like this in the form of the swastika, which we are not using as a hate symbol whatsoever. We know this is a symbol from Hinduism, and it has a cult meaning and is a beautiful religious whirling Philopho cross. So if you do that sign, you are in no way promoting any type of hateful endeavor or things of that nature. So, yeah. L, the sign of the morning Isis. Then the next letter, V. You make the V, hands up. The sign of Apophis and Typhon. You say that. The sign of Apophis and Typhon. Then you come down, cross your arms right over left. X, the sign of Osiris risen. Then you go through all 3. You say L, V, X, and you vibrate Lux, the light of the cross. And that's the analysis of the keyword, done in the center facing east. Real quick side note on that. For the Thelemites out there that feel this is too old aeon-y, I don't think so. You can adapt the formula if you read the vowels added to the EIO formula. That remains silent in book 4. Crowley does a good way of explaining how, things still fit. I'm not going to get in that today. But just know there are you can adapt this analysis to the keyword to be more new Aeon of Horus. There in the Living Thelema book, there's a version of it, David Shoemaker's book. I personally do like to do a more new Aeon type analysis of the keyword in my personal practice. But to keep it traditional, I'm doing the regular one today. In the future, if you'd like me to go over that, go ahead, comment below, and I'll go over a more thelemically sound analysis of the keyword. But we're keeping it Osirian and the traditional way today. So that is the opening, the analysis of the keyword. After that, second part of the ritual, the formulation of the hexagrams and the circle. So you go to the east. When I do the video today, normally I walk around the temple, but so to keep me in angle and in focus, I'm just going to turn. That way you can see everything that I'm doing. In the east, you would start and you make your first hexagram. Now, traditionally, you see a hexagram as the Star of David, Hebrew type thing, two interlocking triangles. That's what we think about when we say hexagram. The hexagram of Earth or the Saturnian hexagram. And generally that's what we'd use. But for this, we use specific what they call the elemental hexagrams. So in the east, again, this is where the elements came into play. We're doing the hexagram of fire, which looks like this. Basically, it is, if you have a copy of the ritual, you would see this. But it is two triangles. This is the fire hexagram. Okay, starting at the top of both and going around clockwise, you draw these. Okay, you're going to visualize, you're going to see them in a bright gold or a bright white light, energetically powerful. I like to use gold, honestly. You could also, see them in the blue, just like the pentagram ritual, the flaming blue, if you'd like. Even red might work. But gold or white, by default, I think is the best. Once you draw that hexagram, then you are going to charge it, just like you do your pentagrams. You're going to charge it either with the sign of the Emperor or, as I prefer to do it, just by stabbing the center with your magical implement, and then you're going to vibrate the divine name, Ararita. Ararita is a notaricon, which is a Hebrew acronym, and it translates loosely to one is thy beginning, one is thy end, thy permutation is one. I can't remember the last line. But basically connecting all together. Forgive me, guys, for having a brain fart there. But basically connecting the all, connecting the macrocosm, as it were, and the one. So Ararita, talking about that one powerful force of connecting macrocosmic, beautiful, wonderful energy. Okay, so as you go from the east, you draw the hexagram of fire. Then we're going to draw a connecting line and come to the south. Then we do the hexagram of earth, which is your traditional hexagram right here, the two interlocking triangles. Again, doing invoking, so we're going clockwise, starting at the top point, and then the bottom point, and going clockwise. The hexagram of earth, you do the same thing, stab it, Ararita. On to the west, we're continuing, this is starting to look familiar, isn't it? Same thing. Go to the west, only we draw the hexagram of air, which looks like this. It's basically the same thing, only they're not connected. So, same thing, and you'll see me do it as a lot easier. It started to bleed through. Oh, well. Okay, then Ararita. Again, draw the connecting line into the north. When you go into the north, water. last one. This one is the only one where you're going to start with the bottom triangle. Again, you're going to go clockwise and then do the top one. Stab it in the center right where they meet there and vibrate. You guessed it, Ararita. So, after that, you've got your last hexagram. You're going to turn again and draw the connecting line to connect all of them, and then you further formulated your circle, your magical space, as it were, and you return to the center facing the east. And as you do that, you are going to close as you began, same format that we do all of these in. So you're going to either close with the Kabbalistic cross again, or the analysis of the keyword. Actually, there's no option there. You're going to close there as per instructions. You close with the analysis of the keyword. If you want to follow it up with a Kabbalistic cross, Ata Malkuth Vegebura Vegedula Leolam Amen, you can. I do that sometimes I don't. If you've just done a pentagram ritual, I don't really see the point of it. But you close with the analysis of the keyword. And that's it. That is your hexagram, lesser hexagram ritual. So, hang tight. I'm going to get set up. I'm going to do the ritual for you. And yeah, we'll go from there. So, hold on. I-N-R-I Yod Nun Resh Yod Virgo Isis, Mighty Mother, Scorpio Apophis, Destroyer, Sol Osiris, slain and risen. Isis Apophis Osiris, the sign of Osiris slain, the sign of the morning Isis, the sign of Apophis and Typhon, the sign of Osiris risen. L V X Lux, the light of the cross.
Yod, Nun, Resh, Yod. Virgo Isis, mighty mother, Scorpio Apophis, destroyer, Sol Osiris, slain and risen, Isis, Apophis, Osiris, sign of Osiris slain, sign of the morning Isis, the sign of Apophis and Typhon, the sign of Osiris risen, L, V, X, Lux, the light of the cross.
All right, boom, guys. There you have it. Probably not my best performance. Again, kind of a crazy day, all over the place. But I hope you got something out of this video. In the future, we will go over the greater versions and the rest of the Supreme Pentagram ritual as well. And I will perform those. Again, if you'd like to see the Thelemic version, let me know. Otherwise, check out the book Living Thelema. There's a version of that in there if you want to see that. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me. We will continue this Back to Basics series. A couple more important topics, as in how to conduct and construct a magical ritual, which is a basic thing. Is probably going to be our next our next thing, and we're also going to be looking at the star sapphire and a bunch of other great stuff. So that's what we have to come. Bunch of things happening. We'll have an announcement, very big thing happening within the next month or so. I'll have a big announcement to make. That's it for today, though. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much. Again, please remember to like, subscribe, and share so we can get to that goal and I can do those giveaways. So, again, thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Love is the law. Love Underworld.